Not sure who else is showing up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
we're
just get
good to
back on.
go.
All right, so just do a little bit of housekeeping. Thank you everybody so much for coming today to our Circle Discovery webinar with our lovely Circle coordinator, Nefri. We do ask that during the presentation, you do keep yourself muted, but during the question period, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself. If you do not feel comfortable asking your question out loud, feel free to put it in the chat and I will relay it. And take it away, Nefri.
Okay. So first of all, everyone's all right seeing the screen? Awesome, thank you. Okay. So welcome everyone. Wednesday webinars, learning about circles. And for some of you, you might just be learning about circles for the first time. So I do recommend that if it is, if you saw it on social media and you decided to register and join the webinar, some of the information I might be sharing with you, you might seem out of this world for now, but no worries. You are to connect with info@paro.ca and let them know that you have learned about circles and you want to proceed to either join a circle or form your circle, in which case you are to become a client first, complete your client intake, and be matched to work with a PARO counselor. So if you haven't done that, you can do that after the webinar and then you'll be connected. So info@PARO is where you want to be. And here we are today is learning about one of the programs that we have at PARO. And it's our main program here really, and it's called the Circles Peer Lending Circles program. So let's learn what peer lending circles are. So it is a PARO program. So it is a funded program. And you might know what PARO is very shortly. It is a non-for-profit charity, registered charity with our values of cooperation, ownership, integrity, responsibility, simplification, and peer support. So we support women and who are in business, who are thinking and getting in business, who want to grow their networks, who want to connect with other women, who wants to access microfinancing, you want to find a mentor, and all of those steps in life in your business journey and professional life, we can support you with. So why peer lending circles exist is at the beginning when PARO was founded in 1994, it was with the purpose that we found women needed appropriate access to credit and also appropriate access to mentorship and business supports. So we wanted to provide and still do to women with microfinancing for their startup and for their growth, to encourage women to be self-reliant in their community and to sustain their businesses in a way that is sustainable for them and for the communities. We are here to connect women to other like-minded women, and where peer pressure becomes peer support. Also to give access to the right skills that you're going to need as a businesswoman, the training, the mentorship, and all of the connections and hurdles that you are going to be facing or are facing right now. This is what PARO is here for in the Circles program, to support you. To connect, to share, and to grow is what we want you to have. So the PARO Circles are an extension of PARO as per the program. So we encourage that you live the PARO values of cooperating with one another, with the organization, with the community, taking ownership in your actions and being responsible for what you do and your contribution, and also simplifying things amongst each other. It is the Peer Lending Circles program. It is a platform in an essence to create your mastermind group. So we want to have it simplified as much as possible and also to provide peer support. So what are the peer lending circles? They are small groups of women, a minimum of 4, and a max of 7. You can have 5, 6, and up to 7 women in your group. You select the women you want to have in your circle. You network and connect with the women based on what you want to get in the group and what you have to offer to the group. So you want to look at what your strong your weaknesses, your strength, what is it that you are an expert in and what you share. Are you energetic? You have so self-selected. What who do you want to have in your group? Women have to be 18 years of age or older. And a circle member is anyone, any woman, identified woman who either owns a business, is an entrepreneur, it's a coach, it's a sister, a community leader, and you do not necessarily need to have a business open and going for you to be able to belong to a circle. You can join a circle even if you're just, you know, a university student thinking of entrepreneurship or taking business, or um, someone working at a bank or someone working at an organization. You can belong to the circle because you have something to share and contribute to the women who are in business. They're looking in a way for their mastermind group, people that they can bounce ideas with, share their deepest, goals and dreams about their business and professional lives. So this is what a woman, a PARO peer lending circle woman is someone with a subject matter expertise, willing to share and to learn with others. In essence, is women helping women. So an official PARO circle consists of a minimum of 4 women and up to 7. Each woman or one, each woman will have assigned a counselor based on your region and your business stage. You get assigned to it, so therefore you are to first be working with a client, a PARO counselor or advisor. You are to complete the formation documents. There are 2 templates to complete. One is called the bylaws, and it has everything as to how to hold meetings and how to conduct yourselves as a circle member, and then agreement forms. It's just signatures. Um, two members of your circle will need to be account holders. The circle has to have a bank account in the circle's name, and 2 members of the circle must be the account holders responsible with authority and consent to support everyone else in terms of the funds and what's in there. And more details when you're in the process regarding the emergency fund. Um, each circle and each woman will have their own lender based on the community that you're in. And each woman in the circle has approved memberships, paid memberships for the year, and committed to meet monthly and live the PARO values. So it's a $20 membership fee and is paid annually. So this is what an official circle has in place when it's finalized and approved. There are over 200 circles across Ontario, and we are in 170 communities now, which is very exciting for us. So PARO operates in hubs, and based on the hub is how you get assigned a PARO counselor and a lender. And sometimes someone from Thunder Bay will be a counselor for someone in Toronto. It's just based on the stage in the business that you're in. If you're startup or growth or export or francophone or an indigenous woman, or based on that is how you get matched to a counselor to support you better. Um, so key benefits to circle members. Some of them are you get access to the microfinance. You belong to a like-minded network of strong women. You will be building credit as you're building your networks. The microfinance with the circles do not require a credit check or credit score, and I'll share more on that after. You get special reduced rates for events and equipment rentals with PARO. The PARO board of directors are made up exclusively and only of PARO Circle members. So if you are a PARO Circle member, you can belong to the PARO board and have input and decisions of PARO strategic planning, and how, a board member would support an organization. You also have um, board members are only circle members and are also only elected by circle members who are active and approved. So those are the exclusive benefits for members. The others that you would get even if you're a client are the GoForce online learning and the one-on-one mentorship coaching and every other program that is available through PARO. The only exclusive to Circle members are the microfinancing, the network of like-minded women, and belonging to the board of directors, as well being able to vote and at the AGM. So that is what a circle is. To become a circle, you become a PARO Circle member. And then there's two ways. One way is to form your own circle, which is really the best way to do. And because it is self-selected, then that is a good way to go. And then the second way is to join an existing circle. It's a bit more complicated and it takes a bit of time unless you already know someone who is a circle member in your community and you have met with the women who are in the circle and they have approved you to come into the circle. That is the easiest way. You do not have to do all of the formation process, which I will go through in a moment. But when you come to PARO and you want to join an existing circle without having already met the women, it will be PARO introducing you to the women and then they interviewing you and approving you or not based on fit. Because an existing circle already has all the items we reviewed of an official circle. They already have the account set up. They already have all of the items that they need as an official circle. So you would be joining something already existing. The best way when you are new to PARO and the circles is to form your own. And it can take a bit of a process time as well, depending on who do you have in mind to join you and what structure you want to have your circle in. You can have your circle very diverse. You can have it from women across Ontario with women who have businesses from ideation stage all the way to exporting, or you can have based on industries only women who are in the wellness industry, or women only in manufacturing, or only in food. So really you can structure your circle with women in business who are in a particular industry and as diverse as you like it. So here is how to form your circle. There are 6 steps. And to complete the circle documents, you definitely want to have the assistance of your PARO counselor, as well myself, the circle coordinator, whoever is at that time. So first you want to already be a client, have complete the intake and be working with a PARO counselor or advisor, and have 3 women in the same stage as you do and willing and ready to start the circle formation process. Once you have said yes and you are working with your PARO person, you completed your intake, then you're ready to meet as a group and give yourselves a name. Once you select the name, you can select the name together with your counselors, with myself. We can do that as a Zoom meeting and do a fun activity, brainstorm together what name would be a best fit for you based on your group. Um, and then you will submit a name request. When selecting your name, obviously you want to make sure that it's unique to the group. It is not duplicated, not done before or selected. So you always want to have the assistance of someone at PARO before submitting the name request. And then once you have selected a name, you send the name request, at which point then you will be receiving an email, and only one member of the circle sends the name request, or it could be your PARO counselor who does the submission for you, but only one per circle is sent. So then the circle coordinator will receive your request, and if it's a name that is unique and not used before, then you will receive the documents and an opportunity to book a meeting with the circle coordinator to review the bylaws and the formation agreement forms together. At that meeting, we'll review all of what it takes to complete the bylaws. So where you're gonna meet, how you're gonna meet, how you will achieve quorum as a group, how you will decide who's gonna go for the loans, how many signatures are gonna be needed for an approval for each the microfinance loans, as well who the account holders will be for the emergency fund and where you will open the emergency fund. All of that is for step 3, and you do that together with your counselor and circle coordinator. And step 4, you now is each individual person who's joining the circle completes the circle membership form and pays a $20 fee. You do this individually per member individually with your own business and personal information. And then you send either a check or an e-transfer to PARO, and we can give you details as how to do that. Once step 3 and 4 are done, the final documents are sent to Circles coordinator, and she will ensure that everything is done for you. So you need to, and I'll show you a checklist of what goes to the board for the final approval. Once she submits to the board, then an approval letter will be sent to all of the members of the group, and also an opportunity to meet with the circle coordinator, and based on your area, if you're in Toronto, Ottawa, and GTA, then you will meet with the circle coordinator and complete account opening documents. And then open the circle bank account with Alterna Savings. All of this is done for you, and the right person at the right step will contact you to complete the documents and to obtain your signatures. Everywhere else, in Northern Ontario, and not GTA, Ottawa, or Toronto, you get to select your own banking institution to open your bank account. You will still need to bring the approval letter, as it has information on what the account needs to be. And the account needs to be in your circle name and have 2 people as signing authorities. Everyone can have access to the account, so they could have some access to view, but they are not able to withdraw. So you want to make sure that you speak with your financial institution and get the letter of approval to help you with that. So here's a checklist that goes to the board for the circle formation approval. Your circle bylaws are complete. The formation and agreement form is signed. The bank is selected and 2 people are appointed. Each person is a client and working with a counselor. Each member has a membership form complete and approved, and their membership fee is paid. All of this must be done by the 15th of the month, the 20th later at the latest, but the 15th is the last day to submit complete. So you want to make sure that at the beginning of the month you're working with your counselor and circle coordinator to make sure everything that is on the checklist gets completed. So the emergency fund for of circles is an account for the purpose of holding funds in reserve. And these funds are to prevent loan defaults. So in any other loan from any other institution, you will lend, you will borrow money, and they will ask you to put some type of assets against the loan or some cash equity. You do not need to put that for this particular microfinancing with the circles. The only requirement is that you contribute to the emergency fund one minimum monthly payment of that stage into that account. So for example, if I am a circle member of an approved circle and I have completed my my circle members are approving my application, then I have to make sure that I contribute one minimum payment of that first stage into that account as I am applying for the funding. And this is before submitting for board approval. And the account also, yeah, so the account, I got distracted. So is used as a tool also for members to assess the borrowing of members and the eligibility of the members as well. So you are eligible to be approved for the funding once there is enough funds for that outstanding loan. And if there's more than one loan outstanding, approved, or being applied for, then there have to be an equal amount of monthly payments for that stage. And I will show you the stages of funding when we talked about the loans in a moment. So that was the emergency fund. It's an account to be used for emergencies only, and is for the entire group. And it's not just one person or any, it is only for the group and it's only used for emergencies. This is not the account where you get your funding, and this is not the account where you get the monthly loan payments out. It is only the account where you put funds in reserve to be used as emergencies in case that you need it when, say, you're not able to make a monthly loan payment during the terms of the loan. And so that was how to form your own circle. And forming your own circle, you get your women, 3 other women, 4 including yourself, get a name, submit the request, complete the formation documents, send them to the coordinator. Each member does a membership form and pays their fee. Then they pass for approval. Once you're approved, you get an approval letter, and then you open your bank account. And at each step of the way, you will be emailed and connected with the right person to complete that step. So it is a long and a way process, but it's very fast and it's very quick once you're ready. So I will take any questions regarding the formation. So I'm looking at the chat and I don't see many questions, and I'm just gonna proceed with the loans portion of the peer lending circles.
Oh, we got someone with their hand up. Nefri,
Okay.
Victoria, you're more than welcome to unmute yourself and ask your question, or just put it in the chat.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so I was wondering, so there's a woman from my city, I'm from Thunder Bay, right? So there's a woman from my city that we want to be in a circle, but then the other woman that we want to be in a circle with, she's in Etobicoke in Toronto. I seen that they're in 2 different zones, and then we're still looking for I guess like a 4th person, but how would that work? Can we still?
Yes, that's a wonderful question because it fits into one specific requirement that you must have when you look for your circle members. And that is if you have anyone anywhere in the GTA, which Etobicoke, I believe is GTA, Toronto, or Ottawa, you need to have at least 2 people. So if you already have one person in Etobicoke in the GTA, you need to make sure that there's at least another person in that same proximity location. And the reason is the emergency fund has to be open with an Alterna Savings Credit Union. And the women who are the account holders have to be, so the one that who is in Etobicoke has to be the account holder. And when you find the other woman, then she will also will need to be the account holder. And both of them need to go to the Alterna branch and sign open the account for the circle. So, but they don't do that before or after, they do that after they are approved. And knowing that you have someone already interested in Etobicoke, then is looking for someone else in that same area or someone willing to go to the say Mississauga branch to open that account.
Okay, awesome. I seen
Yeah.
a friend posted in the chat, so I'm gonna send her a message right now. So that's perfect. She's
Yes,
from Etobicoke. That works.
there you go. So both of you could be the account holders. That would be great.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to continue with, that was a great question, Victoria. I'd added to a very key point in the presentation. So let's go back here. Oh my goodness, what did I just do? Right here. So through the peer lending circles, once you have been approved as a circle group member, you have your account and your account is fully open and ready to be used, then anyone in the circle can have a loan. For new circles, if you're in a very new circle, which most likely will happen, only half of you will be able to apply for the first 5 months of the circle's existence. So if you were approved in April, half of you, and if you're 4 of you, then only 2 can apply now in May. And so April, May, June, July, and by August, all other remaining members and all other joining members also can apply at any time, but they all need to be accessing the stages, which I'll mention in a moment. So peer lending loans are small business loans, microfinancing, and they're approved by the members. The PARO board simply ratifies the decision that has been made by you, the circle members, and offers you control and ownership of the process. You decide if you want to apply for the funding. You decide if you want to pay it off early or not. The only rule in paying off early is that only stage 1, you have to make 5 monthly payments, so wait 5 months before paying it in full. Every other stage, you can pay off at any time. So you have control and ownership of the process, of the entire process. And if there's ever any, inconvenience or you're not able to pay and you need some support, we're here to support and accommodate your needs. And we encourage with that peer support because the members approve your loans and your applications. So to be eligible for the funding, you need to be an active circle member with an open emergency fund, need to be a women-owned business. So if you have a business with a male partner, you need to have 51% ownership of that business to be considered women-owned. And also, if you have a woman as a partner in your business as well, you both can also have funds out at the same time, given that the circle members approve both of you to do that. You want to have peer approval from them and meet 1 or all of the criteria for the grant. So either the applicant after tax income meets the low income cutoff of the community. So there is a census or statistic that was done, and it's based on the low income cutoff of your community. And this income, this after tax income, is referring to only the business income that you're applying for. It does not include your personal income, your job, part-time job, nor your spouse's. And even if you have two businesses, it is only one business in the business that you're applying for the funding. So if you meet that, you're good to go. And usually this criteria is for a business that is making under 30,000. So you would right away know, but it's always good to make that reference to that link. Second, if you don't meet one, then you can meet number 2, which is that you're currently unemployed or you will become unemployed in the near future and you need the assistance. So simply that you have your business and you have no job other than working on your business. That would be considered in a way unemployed. Or maybe you have a part-time job and you're working on your business and it's a contract, or you don't know, it's not permanent and it's not secure. So you need the assistance of the grants and the loans to support your business growth or startup. And then the last one, if you don't meet any of the above, or if you do meet all 3, then you also either have a disability or a condition that limits the way you conduct your operations or your employability. So the reason you're unemployed is because you may say you may have stress or chronic back pain or headaches, or not necessarily a physical visible disability, and we will not ask that you give us proof that this is true. None of these criterias must be, we don't audit these criterias. It is in the honor system and we believe your word. So what you say is what we take. So we trust that you are doing it for the best of your interest and for all interests as well. So you can meet one or all 3, and this is for the grant only. But once you meet all 3, then you qualify for the loan and the grant. And really, I haven't met a single woman who didn't qualify for, because it's 3 options that you have to select. So with the peer lending circles, the funding comes in 4 stages. And you want to access each stage consecutively before accessing to the last stage. Stage 1, pay that off. 2, pay off. Access 3, pay 3, and access 4. Numbers 1 and 2 are the only stages that have a matching grant to the loan. And stages 1 and 2 are only a one-time, once in a lifetime access. You will not access it again if you access it once. And this does not mean because you have 2 business, you get to access it twice. It is given per women who are in business to use in the business or for professional development. So stage 1 is a $500 loan with a $500 grant matching it. So then it's $1,000. You pay only $500 over 9 months at a $60 per month payment. And the interest rate is 10 or less, 10% or less, given that we have our partners established and they know 10% or less is our rate, so that we can stay within that 60 monthly loan payment. So if you remember about the emergency fund, how you needed to have one minimum payment of a monthly loan payment, given the stage that you're either applying for or have been approved of. So if you're applying for stage 1, if it's your first time, then you need to make sure before you submit to be approved for the board that in that emergency fund, you contribute $60 to the emergency fund and get a bank statement, either a screenshot or a downloadable PDF. And you ask your account holder, the circle members who are account holders, letting them know that you're applying for stage one and you're contributing $60 to the emergency fund, and you would like a copy of that account. And it's called the emergency proof, emergency fund proof, which is required prior to being approved by the board. So that's stage one. Same thing for all stages. You always want to have the one minimum payment of that stage in that emergency fund. And the way that you populate the emergency fund is either the applicant contributes that money. So I contribute $60. And if I want to go for stage two, then I contribute 120, 120 for stage three, and 220 for stage four. However, we can decide as a group to fundraise. We can do together at each meeting, which is actually part of the bylaws. You decide how you're going to make sure that the emergency fund has enough funds in that account. So either you can charge at the start of a meeting. You can also fundraise, do a bake sale, car wash, joint a conference, an event or networking event and charge, and those proceeds will go to your emergency fund to support your circle. And this is money that sits in the account as reserve funds to be used for emergencies. And so anyway, too much about the emergency fund. Now going back to second stage is a $1,000 loan with a matching grant of $1,000. You paid off in the same terms, 9-month terms. And you can pay this stage early. You can pay it off right after you receive the money if you wish to. You can pay it off at any time during the 9 months. You just have to let me know. You contact your circle coordinator and you say, I am X person. I am member of this circle and I want to pay off my number X stage loan in full. In which case, you will be connected with the lender and you will give authorization for them to withdraw the full amount. Third stage is only a loan and is $3,000. You pay that over 27 months, which is 3 years, about 3 years. And the monthly payment is 120. The same rate is the same as it is and is based per lender. So some lenders have 10%, others have anywhere from 3 to 5, but never more than 10. Once you pay off stage 3, you can access stage 4, the 5,000, and you pay it off over 27 months at a rate of $120 per month. There's no grant in these stages. And so once you have access all 4 stages and you have paid them all in full, you can come back again and access stage 3 or 4 if you want to, in any order and at any time and as many times as you want. We have circles so far who have access stage 3 and 4 at least 5 times, if not more, during their businesses. And these are circles that are very active with PARO, and they've been in existence for years. And some of them are very new and they just they collaborate and they help each other a lot and they grow their businesses together. So the funding is here. As long as you're growing and building and supporting each other, the funding support is here for you. Stage 1 and 2 are only a one-time access. No matter if you leave the circle you started with, or if you have 2 businesses, if you change your name and everything, maybe that's another story. You're not in the records. But that was about the stages. of funding in here. To access this funding, there is a process. There's some documents you need to complete and a timeline that I'm going to go through. So the timeline, the 15th of the month is critical for the circle coordinator, and she's busy in these times. So at the beginning of the month, women decide to form or to start their funding applications. And then by the 15th, you submit to the circle coordinator, making sure everything is complete. And if there's anything missing, there's about 3 days grace period to submit everything. Maybe you're missing a signature, or maybe you need to do your loan fee, or a member doesn't have their membership fee paid. They need to pay it before being approved. Something. Maybe your account is not fully opened and you need to establish that, and you're applying on the 15th and you have an appointment on the 10th. You can still be working on your application as you're opening your bank account. Definitely always make sure you have the circle coordinator support as you're working through these documents and through this process. It is not for you to do it alone. We're here for you. So, and it's easier to have someone just guide you. It's also easier for us to get that complete and support you. Okay, so the beginning of the month, you decide that you want to apply, and then you share that with your circle mates and you gain verbal approval. Then you submit an application request, and all of this is going to be done through the PARO portal. So there are going to be videos once you become a client, and your counselor will show you how to access these learning modules so that you know how to access all of the resources and the documents and programs that are available through PARO. So once you are matched with a counselor and you have completed the intake through the portal, then you can ask for guidance to your counselor as to where to find these learning modules, so you know how to access. At least if you're forming the circles, you want to go through these learning modules to see where the documents and the forms are. So you submit your loan request through the portal, which I will receive your request, and after the request is received, you will also receive an email with the loan application documents and the cash flow and details as to how to do that, and an opportunity to book a time if you like to review the cash flow with myself or someone else. So once you complete those documents, then you send them to the circle coordinator by the 15th of the month. And then the 20th and 25th, the board receives all the applications that have been submitted for that month. And this is also for circles. So if you're forming your circle, you always want to have it complete for the 15th. On the 15th is the last day to put your name in the list or in the hat, as you will, to be approved for that month. From the 25th to the 30th, then there are some time to get all the documents ready, and this is time for you to just sit and relax and continue planning, and maybe talk to your vendors, talk to your suppliers, and let them know that you're getting funding, and don't pay for anything yet, because you want to use the loan for that and the grants for that. So, but you can start making arrangements after you submit. And by the beginning of the following month, you should be able to receive an email from the circle coordinator again, letting you know that the approval went through and that you can now make the full payments of your items. The lender will contact you once they have everything, for you to meet with them and sign the documents and receive the money. Anyone in GTA, Ottawa, or Toronto, before you receive your money, if it is your first stage, then you have to open an additional bank account for yourself. It's an individual bank account with Alterna, and you will be contacted at the right step for this. So you open that account. Once that account is open, you will meet with lender and receive the funding. Anyone in Northern Ontario does need to submit a proof of purchase receipts and payment before receiving the grant. So you will receive the loan first, and then you'll receive the grant once you have submitted the proof of purchase receipts and payments. You'll get the money and then you'll enjoy it and buy the items that you applied for. And if you say you apply for a laptop in your application and you were approved to use it for a laptop, but maybe another emergency came up and you have to use the money for something else, all you have to do is send circles@paro.ca an email and say, I applied originally for a laptop. However, given circumstances, I need to use the money for X. And you will be approved for that. There's no anything. You just have to let us know though. So a complete funding application for a first stage or second or third or fourth requires the following. And this is what I check off before sending to the board. Making sure that the application form was approved and signed by all active members. At least 3 need to be signed. This is why you need to have 4 members in a circle, because 3 approve, 1 applies. And you want to have a sign. If you at any point of the formation for the circle or the funding application, if you need a signature, we can provide with that. So you just send me the document and say, I need signature collection, and I know what you mean, and I will send that off to whoever needs signatures to sign the document. The second item is the emergency fund proof. As I mentioned, you want to have 1 minimum payment of that stage that you're applying for in that account. Get a statement from your account holder and provide that to the circle coordinator. There has to be at least 1 minimum payment per outstanding loan or per loan that is being applied for. So if I have a member who already was approved for stage 1, $60, and I am applying for stage 1, then I have to make sure that in that account there is $120, and then so on and so forth, depending on the stage. Third item, you need to complete a cash flow. For stage 1 and 2 are only a 9-month term, therefore is only 1 year cash flow that you need to complete. The cash flow is projected, even if you're a startup, if you have not had any sales, or if you are expanding, it's still a projected cash flow based on what you predict your maximum capacity for sales and revenue that you will expect at a given day of a month and for that year. And we're here for that. So you can always book a time to work through these cash flows with someone here at PARO, your counselor or the circle coordinator. For stage 3 and 4, you do a 3-year cash flow. So that's 27 months, about that. And then fourth, need to make sure that all the members have paid their fees. And if they haven't, then I will send them what they need to do and the options and the ways that they need to pay it. You will need to pay a loan application fee, and this is for every time you apply. The $10 loan application fee is simply to process and set up the account and process the loan and the grant. If you are with an Alberta, if you're GTA, Ottawa, or Toronto, then you will complete a consent form because you will need to open that individual account I mentioned. And this is required. You have to open this account to be able to receive the funding. And this account can be any account of your choice. It could be a checking account, it could be a savings account, and this can be done online. So once you are approved, and then you submit the consent form before you are approved, and then after you are approved, you go ahead and open that account. And the lender will contact you to get this set up. And you can do this all online. So she will provide the details for you when you are approved. So I would send an email to the lender, say, hey, this person was approved, and this is their circle, this is the stage. Send them, this is where they are, and connect with them so that they can open an account. And then they will reach out to you via email. If you are anywhere else other than than Ottawa, Toronto, or GTA, then you will provide a void check or banking information such as direct deposit form, or something from your bank that has your name on it, the bank institution, and the account number, the transit number, and the branch as well. It has to be a proper form, either a check or a form that you get from the bank or you deposit. So this is for anyone across Northern Ontario, or anyone who is not in Ottawa, Toronto, or GTA. So this is a complete loan application for funding via the circles, and this is for any stage. Once you open your individual account with Alterna, you don't have to open it again because it stays. So opening that extra individual account is a one-time only, and you will be able to use it unlimited and as you wish. Okay, so we're almost done. So we talked about forming your circle, what it looks like, talked about the funding application process for the circles microfinance funding. So what next? This is if you don't have your women yet, you want to attend the Circle Labs events, which I think the link to register is in the chat. And is the last Thursday of the month, my apologies, the last Thursday of the month at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time via Zoom. You will connect with other women to network, ask questions, learn from each other, share about yourself, and set the intention that you want to look and you're looking for other women to join you in your group. Get in touch with PARO if you haven't had the chance to do that yet. Get connected with a counselor, get your client intake complete through the client intake portal. It's called My PARO Path. You will be able to access everything you need. So you have to get that first step done, which is getting connected with someone at PARO and completing your intake, and then reviewing those learning modules. There is a Circle Facebook page for the Circle app. So you can just look for Circle app Facebook page, and join. You can request to join. I believe you will be accepted no matter what. You can post in there that you're looking for circle mates, or either if you are a circle already, or if you're not a circle already and you're looking to form your own circle, or if you're just like, hey, anybody here in a circle, I want to join a circle, contact me. You can share information, helpful information in there, and connect with other women. What else is next? So to connect and to work together is to go fast, to go far with others. So if you want to go fast, then you go alone, very, very fast. If you want to go far, the long distance, you go with others. This is a beautiful African proverb to show what the circles, just wrapping up the circles in a way. You want to be with others, you want to have the network. We are social animals as humans. In business, it can get lonely. In business, it can get confusing. and your dog and your family and your plants might not understand. You know, they might look at you like, yeah, we get you. But until you know and you talk to someone that actually understands where you're at, what you're talking about, then you will see and feel that understanding. So connect with us, others, learn from others, and share with others. And we're here to enable and have this platform for you to do that and get this accomplished. Um, so just a few spotlights of existing circles who either have won PARO Circle of the Year award, which is basically an annual awards event that we host, and an award category is Circle of the Year. And circles are nominated and then awarded a winner of an award based on the community support, the support they give to each other, and the impact they're making in the community with their business as a circle. So from across the region, we have women all over. Actually, two of them are from here, Thunder Bay, and you might recognize some of these lovely faces. And then others are from Northern, Southern Ontario, and East Ontario. So your circle could be next. You can contact info at PARO for anything and everything. If you have circle related questions and you're not set up yet with a counselor, you can send me an email. However, it's best to have your counselor support there and connect you as to how the learning modules work through the My PARO path. Once you're ready and you are completing those documents, I would love to see you in your circle. You can always contact me anyway, even if you're just new, for any question regarding that. So it's circles@paro.ca, and I'm your circle coordinator here in Thunder Bay. So I will take any questions that that you have, and you can unmute. We can chat. I hope that was just enough to confuse you. Kidding. Just enough to get you in and excited, or realizing the responsibility and the task that you will be embarking on. It is a benefit to you and to your members, to your circle. Definitely you want to do based on, is it a fit for me? Yes. Do I have and do I want what this is offering, and do I have what it takes? Yes, you do. You're a woman, you're here, you're ready, you have your business. So, and we're here for you.
So it doesn't look like there was any questions in the chat. Like Nefri said, if anybody would like to unmute and ask any questions they have, they're more than welcome to do that. Otherwise, we have put the links to our next Circle Up event, which is later this month. We hold one once a month that lets you get in contact with any other women that are looking to join circles, form circles, gives you a little bit more information on there as well. We've also added in there the link to our new client portal where you can sign up to become a PARO member and thus get connected with a PARO business counselor and start your own circle right there. If you would also like a copy of today's presentation, feel free to send us an email at communications@paro.ca. That has also been put in the chat. And if nobody else has any other questions, we'll wrap it up there. Thank you so much, Nefri, for your wonderful presentation. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. And we look forward to seeing you at future PARO events and in some of our circles.
Have a beautiful day, guys.